Hey everybody. Are we calling this, are we back to ESC Whoop? Or
We are back to ESC Whoop actually with the thoughts of last night.
Okay, welcome back to ESC Whoop. Are you not fully in the camera?
I am fully in the camera.
Okay, right. So, what's the purpose of this video, Georgie?
The purpose of this video is us sharing our thoughts about the whole night. The whole Super Saturday night.
Exactly.
Briefly going of the most important scenes for us.
Exactly. So we decided to record this rather than going live because we struggled live yesterday, didn't we?
Yes.
We enjoyed it, but apparently we need to work out why our video lagged.
Yep.
Right, anyway, let's go straight into it. Let's go to the first...
Let's start with the first
event of the evening, VIDBIR.
Yeah.
Right.
There's a lot happening.
Like this is an ongoing thing. Like by the time we'll have finished this, something would have happened.
Yeah, something
By the
new.
time this goes on my channel, 5 things will have happened already.
So it's just last night what happened. My most important moments that stayed in my head, except the performances that Sam serves very good staging, right?
I don't know how they do it. I don't know how.
They have amazing staging.
Like I know Ukraine's known for amazing staging at Eurovision, but how on earth were they able to make such a tiny stage work for everyone? Other than, let's cover it first, Jerry Hell,
Aliona.
That was the worst staging.
That was the worst staging, unfortunately.
That was the worst.
It was such a good song, but the staging was just not it.
No, I still think that's the right song.
Yeah.
I really, really think that's the right song. But I mean, I do...
But also for me, MELODI is the right song, but we'll go there.
We'll talk about that in a second. I think what needs to be brought up, and we'll bring it up in a lot of detail in a minute, about the relevance of the jury, the comments of the jury, and what the jury say. I would say 2 things, first of all, before I kind of obviously applaud Jamala and all of the efforts that she does and everything that she stands for. Number 1... in regards to Jamala, I think she had a very good point about the song from Jerry Howe and how do I say it?
Aliona.
Yeah, saying that it has religious connotations, and to try and talk away the fact that it means this, it does come across as religious, and as a result, you need to go to Eurovision and appeal to everyone, gender, sexuality,
she put it
and religion.
as a question, like, have you thought of how Europe will receive that, because many countries don't care about religion. For example, I can tell you here in Germany, they don't care about religion.
But it's not but I think more important.
Nobody will say like,
no one's gonna be offended.
Oh, they're singing. No, nobody's gonna be offended. But they will be like, I'm pretty sure can see Germans watching it and maybe going through the lyrics and saying like, okay, that's about Virgin Mary. Yeah, very important. Like they don't care.
Exactly. And it's about, obviously, to win Eurovision, you need a song that unites everybody. And I do get the question mark that she's posed there. That's the first thing. The second thing that I was going to say, what else did she say? Oh, some of her comments just about some of the performances, irrespective of how blunt they were, some of them I was like, that doesn't really add anything.
No.
Some of Jamala's comments, I was like, that's really not relevant or doesn't really add
also
anything.
Verka.
What?
Verka's
comments also. We'll talk about that in a second. But I do think you could see Jamala was pushing that song. I think she knew that wasn't the greatest performance, but I think with those comments, I think you could see that she knows it's probably the right one.
Yeah.
Now, let's just, before we talk about the juries, so your favourite last night was?
MELODI.
I agree. So I thought MELODI, and even they managed to find something negative to say about MELODI, where I was like, what are you doing?
And you know what? I really didn't like the moment that they talked about him. And mainly, the main point was about the falsetto in the rehearsal. And I was thinking, like, can you talk about what we saw here right now? Like, why about the rehearsal? I mean, a rehearsal is a rehearsal for a certain point. Like, and why have they seen the rehearsal?
Don't even. So like, I put it on Twitter, and like even someone else said, well, actually, I do want to know if he wasn't able to hit in rehearsals because I don't want to be shocked in May. And I was like, you're still missing the point. MELODI is a professional. It's just like any athlete, right?
It's so what you said for me, that he does that for a living.
He does it for a living.
And you can see it.
So for example, if a tennis player is hitting before a match and they're hitting wildly out, what makes them a professional is in the moment in time they deliver. When it comes to that moment, they deliver. And I think MELODI is exactly the same. On the night, he hit it. So why pose that question and put the doubts in people's heads regarding that? I think that's absolutely unfair.
And all of them 3 talked about that. Yeah. About the falsetto and the dress rehearsal that was not strong. And I was thinking, like, why are you still talking about that?
Exactly. So now let's talk a little bit about the juries. So for me, you and Chris went to go and find some flags. Unfortunately, because the breaks before the songs were quite long, they were interviewing, and those interviews were quite long. And unfortunately, you missed Skylar's performance.
Yeah.
As you came came in, it finished, and I said, "Oh my goodness, I think that's a surprise winner." Genuinely thought that,
And
I rewinded it, and you and Chris were like, yes. And Chris was going to fast forward it, so we went back into live with everyone else, and I said, "I want to hear what the juries think to say," because I was going to be surprised. Oh my gosh!
No.
So what was it? First of all, Verka says, "What's your name again?"
And she took the list out
and took the list to remind the name and said that was boring. And then Jamala said that was predictable.
And I want to say there that this makes no sense when they all made comments of, I have been listening to the songs all week. I have been listening to the songs. I have the playlist. Like, okay, you have been listening to the songs, but you always skipped a Skylar and you didn't know her name. Like, how shady was this?
But they made out, it's not the fact they've got all the songs on the playlist. There was one or two moments where the judges says, "I've got your song on my playlist." So they've all heard the songs beforehand anyway, which I'd assume judges probably do, but I wouldn't openly say it on the night. You would hope that the juries, the first time they hear it, which you would hope the juries at Eurovision would be the same, the first time they hear it is when they're asked to judge it.
It was a bit, for me, disappointing and a bit sad. If I was Skylar and standing there and I hear that, I would feel a bit like, really, this is like the comments that I get right now. Like, first of all, my name. After that, about which performance was amazing.
Yeah, I know. So
the outfit was amazing. She was judged for that too.
Yeah. I didn't pick up on the outfit. I think I was so shocked at this point because I didn't really understand their comments whatsoever. So we obviously have to admit, so we obviously got to VIDBIR, and obviously we stopped at that point and moved over to MGP. So we didn't obviously carry on with that. We don't know anything about the drama about the apps. We know that there is no result. The result is coming in at 6 o'clock. Skylar withdrew. I think she's now back in. The guy that did the rock song is withdrawn. Like, right now, it is currently all over the place. I don't think we've ever had a VIDBIR without drama.
No. Every year there is drama.
Irrespective of, obviously, the awful things that are happening geographically in that area, obviously. Irrespective of that, there's still drama.
And it's sad. It's sad that it's one of the national finals that a lot of people consider one of the strongest.
I mean, on Twitter, there was thousands of people watching VIDBIR.
It's sad to see that they cannot pull out to make it look as strong as it was for many people. Because this kills a bit the mood to listen to comments like this.
I bring back the days of the BBC and their national finals when our juries added nothing. They literally would just sit there and be like, "That was amazing" to every single song. Yeah. I would have preferred that last night. Pointless juries basically just be like, "Yeah, I really liked that.
Or
yeah, that could win."
Even BENIDORM, they don't make any comments. They just give the points, and from there you see what they like.
Anyway, we will see what happens with VIDBIR, but ultimately, MELODI
coming soon.
Yeah, I
But Melovin was my favorite.
And at the end of the day, he didn't have, like, your favorite song. The staging was epic. They brought lots of different
Gåte,
gimmicks and stuff like that. Melovin didn't need that. He's just I know obviously he does the Gåte. That was it. I remember Chris. You predicted, you're like, "Oh, he's going to do a Dotter." I was like, "No, he won't." And then he did the light viewing. But I was watching. I was like, "No, it's different.
It's different.
It's very different." So we excused him for that. So yes,
it was good. Lighting, everything was good.
Yeah. Right. MGP.
Oh,
I mean, that might as well be a mini Eurovision.
That was a mini Eurovision.
In regards to the quality, the excitement.
That they kept it short, strong, entertaining.
Yeah.
It didn't go too long. It didn't go too less. It went perfectly on time of not getting bored and watching everything.
Only criticism is that dude with the popcorn. Come on, come on, come on. I was like, is that his only song?
And you know what? At the end of the day, he didn't give popcorn to the two ladies. He gave them just the bags.
Yeah. But I have to admit, sometimes I am quite gullible because I was critiquing that yesterday and Georgie was like, "But he wrote the song." I was like, "Oh, did he?" Like, no. Anyway. And also, can we just say, I think I've been too harsh on Margaret Berger. As a song, there's nothing wrong with that song. But I just think because that final was so good, it was just an easy target to find some fault in it.
Yeah. Absolutely got it for Ingrid.
Oh my gosh. So ESC Tom, ESC Tom,
we're coming for you right now.
Which I follow. I'm sure if anyone tunes into this, you've probably followed or watched his stuff before. Like, I'm an advocate for his channel. If you haven't, I'm sure you have. Go to his channel, because what he does, he adds something unique to the YouTube community. There are so many people on YouTube doing the same thing, and you can get inundated with YouTubers, and whereby some of them, myself included in some circles, aren't adding anything. ESC Tom adds something. We need him. But yesterday, we disagreed with him on Twitter.
Yes. Saying bad stuff about Ingrid.
So what did he say on Twitter?
I don't remember. What was it?
That dance break isn't it or something?
No, the dance break doesn't give... it gives zero glow up to the performance.
ESC Tom. Nah. So you messaged him first, being like...
Is it like,
what do you want?
What do you want? A second Chanel? Let her be.
Yes. And then I felt
the need
to back you and also be like, Tom, like, that dance break was fine. Leave it alone. It's exactly what the feel of the song needed. It didn't need anything else. Yeah. And I will say with her, like obviously with the robot song, you could see there was a more conscientious effort of focusing on the vocals. Yes. Her vocals were very good
and Rob, they really took, exactly what you said, she took it some levels down so she can concentrate more vocally, and she did it. It was still amazing, and it deserved third place.
Yes.
Very well done.
Yes.
Kaino is Kaino.
Okay, so Kaino, winner's vibe straight away. I didn't think it was going to win, because actually that was, so I just thought by the end of it, there were so many good songs. I was like, I can feel that actually that amazement that you had at the beginning of this show would be slightly removed somewhat by all of the songs afterwards. Yeah. And I was just baffled how well that did with the juries.
It won the juries.
And didn't realise this until someone reminded me afterwards. I didn't realise that before it was 50-50, they made a point to Eurovision this year to go 60-40, because that's what they want Eurovision to do. Had it had been on the old system, Kaino would have won.
Yeah, they would have won.
And I think there would have been drama about that.
But I like the idea that Norway went 60-40. I like this.
I also think Kaino needs to practice their loser's face.
Especially Alessandra.
Especially
because that reminded me so much of Tick's moment. I remember watching that national final. She had again the face. Yeah. I mean,
they need to watch a few Oscar videos with people obviously not winning an Oscar and having to be like, yes, well done. Yeah. They need to work on that.
Yeah, they need.
But I mean, look, listen, we sat and like obviously Gåte is not my taste. I think it was like my sixth favourite of the night going into it, and I watched it and I was like, it's obvious this should go. Like, I know that, I get that, I do get that.
It was a winner's performance. Yeah. From 0 to 3rd minute, it was a winner's performance, and it deserved it. It is what it is, and Kaino should still be happy because they lost literally 6 points difference.
Yeah, but that's
overall.
Yeah, but that's even worse. I'd rather be second with a golf. I don't want to be second close. That's got to sting. Any surprises in those results? Other than Ingrid?
Actually, I was surprised that Erika became actually third. I knew that people love the song. I knew that people are vibing with it, but I didn't know that people will vote for it. And I didn't know that juries will give. She took 3 times 10 points, 8 points. She did very well.
All I would say moving forward, because I do genuinely feel, I think the last 2 years, I've preferred MGB to Melody Festivalen in regards to the quality of songs and just the feel. Melody Festivalen has 12 in their final. I would happily have had 12 in that final last night.
Yeah, me too.
Because there was no fillers. I mean, we did go for a breath of fresh air when Margaret Berger came on. Yes. But that was it.
And that was it, exactly.
Yes. MGP, we're happy. So then, let's do BENIDORM Fest then Malta. So BENIDORM Fest. That, can I just say, was seamless, because I remember coming in and Almacour was on, and I just remember saying to you guys, I was like, Almacour was finishing the show. I was like, I'm so confused.
Going now?
Why is he going now? And I sat there,
and after that,
and I was like, and I saw the number 8 in the corner. I was like, oh my god, this is the last song.
It's over. Yeah, it went very quick. We didn't have time to recover from how good Sophia Cole actually did according to the semi-final, and we were discussing it very long. After that, we watched And we were discussing actually how everybody sounded good on the final.
Everybody.
And until we were discussing those stuff, it was over with singing.
Yeah. So, I mean, yeah, Sophia Call, she gave everything she could to that. Like, you could see at the end of that performance, she was panting away. She was exhausted because she gave every...
And let's underline again the iconic lyric of, I'm here in the final and I'm here to stay, baby. Yeah. I'm not going away.
Yeah. I think she had to have got in yesterday knowing that she didn't have a chance of winning.
100%.
So there's that. Jorge, we talked about it yesterday, a lot of smoke.
At the beginning, the first 5 seconds, it was a lot of smoke, but after that, it was hot coming out of the smoke.
Look, hot. That's going to go down as, I think, a lot of people's fan favourite of national finals this year.
You know what? He should feel like a winner because...
Where did he come fourth?
Demoscopico and televoting, they still, in the final, went for him and they voted for him. He lost literally 2 points difference.
And we found that out earlier, so they've released the televote results by 2 points. By two votes.
Two people.
Mm.
No, that's great. That's great for him. And he deserved it. In my opinion, he deserved it.
100%.
Even if he would be top 3, he deserves it.
Yeah. And obviously, I'm enjoying all of the comments on my YouTube channel at the moment in regards to the amount of Spanish people feeling the need to come to the video and say how appalled they are by the results. You can be your own worst enemy sometimes. Like, why are you trashing your own song? I don't get it. Yeah. I really don't get it. Like, some Spanish people I've seen have gone to different videos to apologise on behalf of Spain that they're sending this.
Yeah.
Like, guys, I love the intensity. I do. Like, this is probably why I love going to Madrid and Barcelona. But more importantly, the people that go to those pre-parties aren't the people that are commenting and making these comments. But, like, I know sometimes I give out to, like, Spanish... When I say anything about Spanish fans, we know that I'm not talking about the collective. I'm talking about a group of Spanish fans that are quite intense. But I do, like, whilst obviously sometimes it can be cutting and it has hurt me in the past, because you love it so much, like... Spain, Benidorm Fest, the Spanish Eurovision community, I wouldn't have Eurovision any other way without it.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah. And actually you have to, after 1 or 2 years, you just get along with it.
You just have to deal with it.
I can speak from personal here.
Yes.
You just go along with it.
But I just think some people need to chill out.
Yeah.
Relax.
I mean, Ruth Lorenzo literally had to make 5-minute speech last night of telling them, be respectful. Yes. When the votes start coming, please, adios mio. Whatever she said there, she was like, literally, even if you don't speak Spanish, you translate it already in your head, and you're like, okay, Ruth Lorenzo is really begging for
to get some
calm.
Perspective.
Yeah.
And so just remember, if you're from Spain and you're not liking the song, just go back to basics. You're sending a song with a very good message that people need to hear.
Yeah. And I hope that this message will be translated differently in the staging of Eurovision.
Yes, and someone has messaged me that this morning in regards to the lyrics. Are the EBU going to censor it?
Oh, yeah.
Because she says about a million times.
Yeah.
I hope they don't censor it.
That reminds me of someone.
Not me.
No, not you.
Okay, so anything more about Benidorm? Oh, can I just say, like, I don't know what's happening. I don't know whether they've confirmed it. Benidorm Fest is now at the end of its 3-year contract. Please keep it going. Please keep it going.
I don't know if it's true on Twitter, because you know Twitter, but one person wrote that it's already made for 2025.
Okay, I know that they're the first country to confirm their entry to 2025, even though we've not had 2024
No,
yet.
I think if it's true, this person wrote that it's confirmed Benidorm Fest 2025.
Okay.
If that's true, then it's going on. If it's not true, I mean, you know Twitter.
At the end of the day, if I was Spanish, it's a national final that I would be proud of, irrespective of the results and irrespective of all the drama about the vocal qualities.
It's a huge celebration with a lot of emotions.
And it brings Eurovision fans outside of Spain so much joy.
To talk.
So please keep it. Okay, and then we'll go to Malta. So let's be truthful and honest, because we are. So with Malta, I wasn't aware that as soon as BENIDORM Fest had finished, that the results hadn't even happened in Malta yet. Yeah. So we had planned to not look at our phones in regards to Malta's results, and we were going to watch that show from the beginning.
Yeah.
But then we turned onto YouTube, and
it was literally the first jury member giving the points.
Yeah, literally.
And we thought like, okay, let's record that already.
Yeah. So
we have heard, let's say, like we heard the songs, we watched we had our favorites. I mean, we did earlier the day our favorites.
Yeah. But let's be honest, we have recorded that, and that will go on my channel. But we watched that not seeing the live on tape. So we didn't actually know the quality of those performances.
We were just as long as we were reacting to the votes. This is what I said. Like, if Luke gets so many 12 points from the juries, it means that actually the live on tape was a good performance. And after that, we watched it.
Yes. So we watched the results. We're extremely happy about that. I mean, Luke absolutely nailed it. Can I also just say a couple of things in regards to it was quite nice. So Matt Black came third last year. Ryan Healy came second. This year they flipped it. Yeah. And actually this year, so last year Matt Black was penalised by the televote.
Yeah.
But this year he did very well in the televote. Well, he won the televote.
He won the
televote. He won the televote.
29 points.
I'm a huge fan of Matt Black, and I wasn't sure whether last year, because that performance last year and that song last year was so good, I wasn't sure whether people in Malta just wasn't getting him, and as a result we'll never get him, so we'll never get the televote. But this year they got him, and they got the televote. So for moving forward for Matt Black, I'm very excited because I am a Matt Black fan.
And now we go and we move forward to Denise, because that's heartbroken.
Right. So it was extremely. Because I follow her on Instagram. So I'd seen a post that she'd done, and I showed it to you, being like, "Oh, she's." Like, I knew she was ill this week, and she basically had pretty much warned us. She'd obviously done the live on tape. She'd obviously watched it back. She obviously knew. Like, she's got bronchitis, right? She's got bronchitis. So
it was very visible.
And what was really, really sad is what she was posting on Instagram was an apology.
Yeah.
It was an apology saying, I'm sorry, this does not reflect. But ultimately, the message of this song, I've seen this whole thing where she's talked about this message of the song. She wants to give a message to her daughter about kind of, women being strong. And she said, yes, obviously. And she even said she was going to pull out. She was going to pull out because she effectively couldn't perform it. Yeah. But the point about the message of the song is be tough, be a survivor, be an icon, be an inspiration.
That's what she did.
It was just when they were interviewing her and she couldn't get through it without obviously being emotional, and it was heartbreaking.
Yeah, and I'm glad that I had this vibe that everybody's friends with each other, everybody empowered each other on the Malta. I never had that feeling before. This year, for the first time, I had it so strong.
Because it was a bloody long process.
On the interviews, on everything, they were just cheering up each other. They were hugging each other. It was fun. Like, I get goosebumps because this is like
it's genuine
what Eurovision
as well.
should be.
It's genuine. So, like, because a lot of them have come through the Malta X Factor. So I've seen, because I follow quite a lot of them, like Stefan as well, who got knocked out. They all, a lot of them went to watch because that's currently on at the moment, X Factor Malta, so they're all going to it, watching it together. They are genuine friends. Yeah. Like, I know Denise and Matt are genuine friends. Yeah. Anyway, so literally, Denise, you've got my absolute admiration. I did obviously watch that. We did watch the performance, and not only vocally, obviously, bless her heart, it just like, and after that, like last night, we watched Boy just to remind ourselves what an amazing performance she is.
She served
but what was even more heartbreaking, it didn't look like she enjoyed that live on tape. Like, you could see in her face, it didn't look eyes. And that was even more heartbreacting. It didn't look like she was enjoying what should have been a moment of pure joy.
That's true.
But she came fifth. So irrespective of all of that, she came fifth, which was amazing. And the other thing, like, I love Ryan Healy. He's super, super, super talented. Just give him a better song. Like, as in, they've been lovely songs. They've been nice. They've been nice songs.
His song was not bad. It was not it.
No.
And it was not it for third place for me.
But that vocal needs to be on the Eurovision stage.
What about Erba?
Right. So Erba,
love.
I will continue to. I can see that song,
listen to that song
at the end of the season being my top 5 national final songs.
I love this song. Love this song. Love them.
Yeah, I mean, with the high expectations we had around that song, what was your thoughts on the live on tape performance?
When we watched it, I mean, I didn't hate it at all. I liked how good live they were, and I mean, just the how it's choreographed, how it's where each and one stands, where it's like, this could have a glow up.
Yeah.
ESC Tom's glow up.
Yeah.
But it was in general not bad. Even if this would win the way it was, I would still be happy.
Sure.
Very happy.
Okay, so... Oh. Right. Anything else to say in regards to... before we talk about Loop?
No.
Loop. I will go out on a limb at this moment in time and say that might be my favourite of all 9 songs.
Love it.
I think I played it last night 4 or 5 times.
I can't with her. I love her. I love the song.
It was the song I had in my head when I woke up, but it's probably because I listened to it like 4 times when we went to bed.
Yeah. And we said it yesterday, recording before everything starts, and you asked me yourself, which do we think should win? And we both said Loop. And she proved us right. Yeah. Because that live on tape performance is quality.
And I hope she brings the same 4 backing dancers, particularly one of them. Yes, I support...
You really want your plate.
Shut up.
Not saying it. You want your plate.
Yes. Malta.
Luke, Sarah, and you know what? She is sweet. She has this kind of attitude. Look at her getting the 12s and 12s and 12s on the board. And she was just like...
She was very humble.
She was very humble, very sweet. She's beautiful. She's fit. She looks good.
I also love the fact at the end, bless Matt Black, and he's genuinely very, very lovely. So when they did the split screen, it was pointless to do the split screen because he was like, screw it, I'm going to just go in and be with her. So the split screen was just identical because it was just
But it was a bit awkward, I must say, her winning performance where everybody was standing behind and the guy, I'm your man, he picked her, and that was a bit awkward to watch.
No, it was cute, it was sweet, it was affectionate, But I think he probably felt a bit awkward because when it got to the dance break, rightfully so, if I was there, I was like, I'm not going to, in this moment in time, do my dance break. Yeah. Very excited for Malta.
Very excited for Malta. In the second semi-final, 100%.
And I did as soon as she won, because I still haven't properly got my head around the semi-final allocations. I said, you bloody check if she's in the same semi-final as Luxembourg.
It's not.
And it's not.
No.
And
Malta is in the second.
Which, now I've had a look at it properly, we've all assumed that anyone could come out of that semi-final.
Yeah.
Because the semi-final 1, that seems to be the death semi-final. On tradition, looking at the strong countries historically.
Last year it was the second semi-final that was the strongest.
I'm talking about the countries in semi-final 1. They're all strong contenders 100%. Historically. So yeah, cool.
Loop.
Yeah. So we are very, very happy with Super. We went to bed at 3 o'clock. 4.
Until we brushed teeth and everything, it was 4. 3:45, I laid.
Okay, well, why did you wake me up then at
11?
Was it 11?
I just said like Shane, and Shane was like, yeah.
I was dozing.
Like death coming.
Okay. Right. We'll leave it there.
We'll leave it there. Tell us in the comments what you think.
Yeah. Did you enjoy Super Saturday? Happy with the results? Not happy with the results? Which ones were you not happy with? Let us know in the comments below. And so, yeah, ESC Whoop, over and out, right?
Over and out, and whoop it up. Where?
In a plate of spaghetti.
Good. I would say in a plate of ice cream.
Or in a keyhole.
Or in a... I don't know. I was going to say another hole. Like a squirrel hole. Bye.
Ciao.
Ciao, cacao.